understanding why marriages work. Why do you think marriage works?
I think marriage should work because of how God created it to be.
Mhm.
We think that marriage is supposed to just be this thing of you are supposed to get closer to one another, but a marriage is supposed to show your relationship with God. It is a covenant. It is not just a piece of paper. We've discussed that before, what a marriage is, what a marriage entails. It is ultimately, as simple as I can put it, it is about God. It is about God.
And that's why I feel a lot of marriages aren't successful, because we're leaving out that element.
So many people don't believe in God, and they believe that love will
sustain all.
They think love is a feeling.
Yeah.
That definition of love, and I think we've been we have consumed so many romantic movies.
Yeah. Fantasies.
And what it has been to show what love is, and that is not the representation of what God had put out for it. So I think you have to understand that marriage works because of the covenant that He created between. If you start from the very beginning, when He created Adam, and he saw that Adam needed a helpmate, and so He put Adam to sleep. And this was what I learned. He put Adam to sleep so Adam would not take credit for the woman. And so because God created the woman, but He
know how men operate. We try to take credit for all kind of stuff that we have nothing to do with. We actually try to take credit for marriage, and we really have nothing to do with that either.
Right. And so the rib was taken, and that was a woman who was made. And now I think that was a covenant. And then he was told them, be fruitful and multiply, right? Go, I created this for you to be together, for you to multiply. So I think a lot of, and you can say it's old way of thinking, but
tradition.
You're right. But that is why we were put here, like to multiply, to make the land
be fruitful.
So I think we look at just understanding why marriage is God. It has everything to do with God. I believe that is everything to do with God. And when you put God at the forefront, I think that's when things work better for you. I think we do get caught up in talking about emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
I need to communicate with you. Well, we need to compromise. Why are we compromising? Why should there be a compromise? And it's hard because, to go back, we're sinners. Like, we mess up, right? So we are not perfect people. And that's why you have to keep going back to God.
Yeah.
And say, hey, God, I need you to help me through this. I need you to help me get through this part. He's not listening to me, right? So I need you. I need you to help him listen to me.
And then it's all in what you're asking God to do within your marriage, because we can always go at it like, God, fix this person. But we should have we should be more weary of the things that we're asking God, because at the end of the day, I feel like we should ask God to improve ourselves, so we can have a better understanding of our partner. So it's all about, the foundation of marriage is communication, respect. And communication, that's one of the biggest things that people fail. And it's not just in marriage, it's like people don't know how to communicate at all. We have been so conditioned with social media and texting that the actual talking to somebody, it seems weird, especially these days.
That's not weird to me.
A lot of people don't know how to actually express themselves without typing. And then I guess they feel uncomfortable expressing themselves verbally, so they have to put it in text form.
And it might be, they might have expressed themselves verbally before and somebody has shut them down.
Yeah.
Somebody has been and probably not intentionally ugly, but somebody has shut them down. You were expressing how you feel, and then someone's just like does not acknowledge it, or they'll question.
Respecting what you're saying.
Or they'll question,
yeah.
what do you want? Like, I don't want anything. I'm telling you how I feel. And so when people do that, that is a thing of, you know what? I want my marriage to work, but I'm not going to continue to put myself in this position of giving you how I'm feeling, because and sometimes it takes a lot for a person to come out and be like, I feel this way.
Yeah.
Because we're, like I will continue to say, we're human, right? We get butterflies, we get anxious or whatever, to be like, oh, okay, I want to tell this person how I feel, or I'm doing this for you. And it's not being acknowledged.
Yeah.
And because to go back to when you said about the phone, we are so consumed in ourselves. We are the most selfish people. And so it takes, how can you truly love someone when you don't even truly love God? And then how can you love yourself, right? And so I'm saying all this because you have to learn to love God. And when you start to love God, things start happening for you. But it's still, even though in that though, it's still, what's the word? It doesn't feel good when somebody does not acknowledge you.
Not at all. So, but why do you think people don't want to put the work in?
Because we want everything to be handed to us. We want things to be easy. We don't want to pray for it. I'm not going to use the word fight. You don't want to pray for the things to enhance. You don't want to go research. You want to take the word of men and women who, you'll take a word of a divorced man or a divorced woman, besides reading the Bible, where you can go into Genesis, you can go into Proverbs, you can go into 1 Corinthians, you can go and see all these scriptures that is telling you everything that everybody else is putting in a book and selling to you for $20. You could go to the thrift store and find you a $1 Bible and read exactly what it is that you need to consume for your marriage. And with also why people don't work in it is because we don't want to change. We want to change the other person.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about the prayer. We pray to God to fix them. It's your fault.